10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome.
Show. Now, please help me welcome the host, God's woman, Charlotte.
And we have an awesome show tonight. Let me ask you, if somebody said you're a loser, how would you feel? Well, you know, sometimes losing is good, and sometimes losing is awful. So, awesome, awful. Well, tonight we are going to be talking about the blessings of losing weight, because it's January the 18th and some are still dealing with holiday weight gain. So we're going to talk about that, the blessings of losing weight. But we're also going to talk about losing in another area, the consequences of losing your cool. There's so much going on in the news. Things that are happening, people that are giving up their lives because they lost their cool. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm here tonight with my guest co-host, and she's somebody that's very special to me, and she is my younger sister, Diana Marie.
Hello.
And so Diana is going to be with us tonight, and we have some good talking we're going to talk about. And so, okay. So, and you guys, when you get the opportunity, I want you to put that camera on my sister so she can wave and say hello. Okay, so as I said, my sister Diana is with us. This is my younger sister, and she is... she's the apple of all of her elder siblings' eyes. You know, I have my older sister, Gloria, and my brother, well, we call him Eugene. Everybody else calls him Joseph. And she's a lot younger than us. So we all participated in spoiling her. So, Diane, how are you?
I am great.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. I'm good.
Wow, wow, you look great and you're great. What makes it so great?
I'm just a happy person. I'm just blessed. God has been extremely good to me. And so I'm just happy to be alive.
All right. Well, you look great.
Thank you.
I love that sparkly sweater. I'm gonna let you guys in on something. So I sent a picture to her today. Okay, put the camera back on me for a second. Okay, so I sent a picture to her today and said, I'm just dressing very casual tonight for the show. And then she comes with, now you can put it back on her. She comes with all this bling
casual.
on.
This is casual, though. To me, this is
well, that's
very
casual for me, too, but it's bling casual.
Well, because I'm blingy.
Well, we're both blingy. You know, my saying, I have a plaque on my wall, and it says something like, if it has bling, it's for me, but it rhymes better. 'Cause I love bling. So, you know, Ayana, my granddaughter, your niece, she asks me almost every day, Chi-Chi, she's 6 years, no, she's 5.
5.
You know, her birthday's coming up, too.
She'll be 6.
Okay, so Corey your grandson is Corey January what?
22nd.
Okay, oh well, we got it. So he's January 22nd, and then Pastor comes at January 26th, and then 1 week later, Ayana is February the 2nd.
Right.
And she'll be 6.
And she'll be 6.
So my 5-year-old granddaughter, because she's been asking me this for over a year, she'll come and she'll sit down beside me and she'll say, Chi-Chi, what was the best part of your day today?
Oh.
So I'm going to say, Diana, what was the best part of your day today?
Well, we have an adorable 5-month young granddaughter.
I know it.
Her name is Kaylee.
You should have brought some pictures.
I know I should have.
We're going to put them up on screen.
It's Kaylee Michelle. And so she came over. She comes over. We watch her. But she's learning to talk. Today was extraordinary because all she did was talk. And she has the most beautiful smile. But she was just talking. We were just carrying on conversation today. It was amazing. I love it.
Now, you
I
know
just
who
love
used
her.
to do that?
Who?
Tamara.
Oh, Tamara's been talking since she heard herself talk.
Remember? Tamara used to be talking. all the time.
Well, I think-
Tamara was talking and talking. I just laughed. So Kaylee's the
Katie is going to be just like Tamara.
Okay, now, wait a minute. So Kayla is Kayla?
Correct.
Okay, and Kayla is 7?
Kayla is 7.
So she's 7.
In December, she was 7.
She just turned 7. Oh, so her and Ayana are just
Are
a year
about
and
a
a
year
couple
apart.
months apart. Oh, okay. I got to get her back
That's why
over.
they get along so well, I think.
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
both have that cute little personality.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
so it was fun.
so how often are you keeping her?
So far, basically every day.
Oh, really? Oh, because Tamara just went back to
Because
work.
Tamara went back to work.
You know what? And there's a whole lot of people watching, and they're watching. A lot of grandparents nowadays are having to raise their grandchildren. And I know now for me, I'm perfectly honest. Now I have 3 that live with me, but I'm not responsible because their
Right.
parents live with us
Right.
also. And you know, I heard that 50% of young adults have moved back home.
Wow.
Just heard it on the news.
Wow.
Couple days. 50%
That's
have moved back
that's
home.
huge.
Why? And I love, and they're doing it to help pay for
Yeah.
pay to save for a house like our children.
Right.
Anyhow, so my grandchildren live with me, but I don't have to do the homework. The
Exactly.
science fair.
Right.
And I've always prayed, Lord, I want my children to live a long life anyway, but I'm like, Lord, I've been praying this for years. Please let my children be able to raise their own children, because I don't want to be like my
Yeah.
sister.
I should have prayed that prayer and I didn't.
You didn't. It's too
No,
late
it's
now.
too late.
So you have how many grandchildren living with you full time?
2.
2. And then you have the other 2 that you watch after
And
school.
I have the other 2 that are basically at my house all the time anyway.
What's the best part of that? What's the pro of that?
The pro is I am in their lives.
Yeah.
So I get to help mold their lives
Yeah,
and
yeah.
spend that quality time with them
Yeah.
and teach them.
Yeah, you definitely.
So
'cause
that's
you
the
teacher.
pro
Yes.
of it.
And what's the-
and the pro is with Kayla and Kaylee, they are able to go home with their parents.
Right. They can go back home.
They go back home. And
Yeah.
I can be John and I can be true grandparents to those 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's the pro.
Okay. And what's the
Oh, but there's
other
cons.
side? I
The
won't
oth-
say a con, but just the other
Well,
side of that.
the other side is because we've been literally raising, we have 9 grandchildren.
Right.
And we have basically raised every last one of them.
Yes. Right.
The other 7, I should say.
Okay.
We have basically raised, no, the other 5 because Crystal has one.
Right.
We have basically raised the other 5 basically all their lives, off
Right.
and on, for years.
Right. Most of their lives. Yeah.
For most of their lives. And so we couldn't be grandparents, we were parents because we were the disciplinaries.
Right.
And I praise God for my husband, oh my goodness, because if it wasn't for my husband, John, I could not have done it all by myself.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah. So,
Wow.
Yeah. And then you don't get to, we have friends that would call us and they would tell us.
Wait a minute, Diana. Hey, you guys, I know this is very unprofessional, but my sister is speaking and she needs to be on camera, not me. So sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry to my studio audience when I could be like this sometime. Okay.
So some of our friends we'll be talking on the phone and they're telling me that they just came from someplace or they were traveling or whatever. We don't have that privilege because our grandchildren, I say my children, are in school. So we can't just pick up and we don't have that leisure to just pick up and go when we want to.
Right.
And my husband does not believe in us putting our children on Tamara.
Oh.
He does not believe in doing that because Tamara has her own responsibilities. Therefore, we take care of our children.
So for you guys, you know what? Okay, what happened to me today? And I know Pastor Chuck is always telling me, don't start a sentence and go to a new one. Because he told me yesterday, you started 5 sentences and haven't finished any of them. Okay, so yesterday, Aiden is now a year and 4 months old.
Okay.
And I don't see, even though they live with us, I don't see them all the time. And so, because they have their children in everything right now. So, but yesterday, Aiden started crying. And I ran downstairs. And I'm like, what's the matter, baby? And I picked him up. And I'm like, what's the matter? And Corey's like, well, he wants to get picked up, and I can't pick him up right now because tonight I had to go and do something. And so I picked him up.
Right.
And he's like, Mom, you're spoiling him. I said, he's a year old.
Yeah, exactly.
He's supposed to get spoiled. And then I told him this. I said, that's what grandparents do.
Exactly.
You guys can be the heavies, and I'm going to be the hero. Because in the home, you know, with the mother and father, and I'm going to ask you in a second which one you are. So in our home, I'm definitely the heavy, and Pastor Chuck is always the hero. 4 boys, he's always been their hero. I'm the heavy, and I used to tell my children all the time, I do not care if you do not like me, because when you grow up, you're going to realize, you're going to love me, and you're going to understand why I made some of the decisions. And now my 4 children, they dote over me. My oldest son thinks he's my father.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Chuck Jr. thinks he's my father. Do you know, okay, so you know, we're in Fontana, and I live in Upland, and he lives in Highland. Do you know, when we first started doing this show, he actually followed me home
Wow.
to Upland one day.
Wow.
And then I had to
go
tell
all
him the
the way
next
back to
week.
Highland?
I said, I told you. No, Chucky is super
Yeah.
protected, but he's the oldest son
Right.
too. That is
Right.
a trait of the oldest son. So all that to say, now I'm about to lose my chain of thought. And then we got to get to our
Who's the
subject.
heavy and who's the hero?
But, yeah, so I've always been the heavy, and like I said, the Bible says, and for everybody out there, your children think that your whole goal in life is to stop you from having fun, and they just have issues with you. The Bible says her children rise up and call her back. That's in Proverbs 31. Her children rise up and call her blessed. One day they will call you blessed and will do anything for you. You know, it's nice having grown children. My grown boys, I'll go upstairs, and one of them would have put some money on my counter. The other one will just hand me something. All my kids, they just give me money. I'm like, hey. So even though I was the heavy and Pastor was the hero, I'm still a little bit the heavy. So which are you, and which one is John? I know what it is.
I am more the heavy,
I know.
and I'm the disciplinary.
That's the heavy.
Yeah, so I'm the heavy. However, my husband, when they go to my husband for anything, he's always like, go and talk to your Nene. Go and ask your Nene. Go and talk to your Nene. Whatever she says.
Right.
So, but on the turn of that, every time something, how can I say this? But I'm the favorite between me and my husband. They come to me, you know.
That's always the case.
So,
a football
yeah.
player gets on TV, and what does he say?
Yeah, that's exactly
He
right.
says, hi,
Hi, Mom. Right.
Hi, Mom.
No
So
acknowledgement.
no matter how disciplinary,
Right.
no matter how much of a disciplinary you are,
Right.
there's something about Mom.
Right.
I remember with my children, when they got in junior high and senior high, and they would want to go to a dance. And back then, that's when we first started hearing about shootings, all kind of shootings. And I remember telling them so many times, if you want to go to that dance, you better talk to your dad. Dad's not home, and we don't know where he is. Well, you better find him, because if you don't, you're staying
You're
right
not
here
going.
at this house, because I'm not going to allow you to go to a dance where there's so much stuff happens. So let's just talk about losing. And you know what? With that, let's talk about losing your cool, and then we'll talk about losing the holiday weight, and I'll tell you about what's about me.
Okay.
But anyhow, let's just talk about the consequences of losing your cool, because so many times at these parties, some kid has lost his cool, and either the police are there, and too many times somebody ends up dead. So it broke my heart, Diana. I guess it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, to see Darius Miles, I guess is his name. Darius Miles, and yes, from the University of Alabama. He had such a great basketball game last week.
Yes.
And they're talking about him and how far he's going to go, and he's just made to go. There's like, this young man is going to go far. And now, a week later, he's in jail for murder. And I don't know all the particulars, so I won't stay on this, but I do want to stay on the subject. And I think you looked this up too. So he was flirting with this young girl, and I guess they were in 2 different cars. From
Right.
they pulled
From what
up.
I understand.
He's flirting, and then him and his friend, and the girl's with her boyfriend. Anyhow, the thing got out of control. Darius's friend shoots the girl, kills her, and but it was his gun
Right.
that he gave to him, and now all that is down the drain. I mean, his life is. I mean, and that's 2 families that are victims.
That are affected, yeah.
Affected.
Actually 3.
Three families, right? Because it's the girl's
girl.
mom, the girl's parents, and her siblings who have lost a sister and a daughter.
Right.
And for all intents and purposes, for Darius's
Right.
mom,
That's right.
she's lost a son.
That's right.
Because he's going to be in jail
He's gonna
for
be in
a
jail.
lot. And you know what? It's not even a matter of, well, if he has a good lawyer, because there's an eyewitness.
Right.
Okay, and plus he already told them it was his gun.
Right.
And so, and then the other guy,
the other guy who's shot.
his friend, his cousin, whoever, and then he's the guy who actually did the shooting. I mean, this is something that I would tell. And it goes down to this gun stuff, because what 2 weeks ago, the little 6-year-old boy,
Yes, I couldn't believe
shot his teacher. You know what I can't believe about that? That he was a good enough marksman.
Yes, to shoot her.
That he could shoot her.
Right.
And so my kids said, well, Mom, you don't know how close he was. I'm like,
It doesn't
what in
matter.
the world was a 6-year-old child doing with a gun?
How
and
did
then
he get
yesterday,
it?
yeah. And then yesterday I turned on the TV and there's this little 3-year-old kid in diapers brandishing a gun
Ooh.
in the outside his apartment. And like, what? How did he get outside on the landing of his apartment? And 2, a lady's coming up and he doesn't know. He's
Right.
3. You know, and so he shoots the gun at her, because to him it's something he's seen on TV. Praise God, the gun didn't go off, and he shot a couple more times. The gun didn't go off, and so I don't know how guns work, because then the police said, well, the gun was loaded, so I don't know
But
why.
it's
it was
amazing
shooting. What?
that he could pull the trigger.
A 3-year-old. Yeah,
He's only
see,
3,
he's
so it
3.
just doesn't. Something just doesn't seem right to me, because he's only 3. Guns are heavy. I know that.
Guns are heavy.
Guns
Yeah.
are heavy. Even pistols are heavy. So how could I just don't understand how the 3-year-old could actually pull the trigger of that gun.
I got a couple of things. I'm like, why is
So-
this 3-year-old kid? He's obviously okay. Why is he still in diapers anyway?
Well, yeah, because if he could pull
He was
it-
with his
I
father.
mean,
He lives with his mother. So, and it wasn't his father's gun, from what they said on the news. It was the father's brother had left the gun at his house. But all this, whether it's that little boy or the 6-year-old with a gun,
Right.
or Darius having a gun that he's handed, there needs to be more guns safety
Control, yeah.
around. And I just feel so sorry for all of it. And I feel, because there's so many, the heartache. So like Darius, they showed him on TV yesterday, and he was getting, they were taking him around. They had him in handcuffs, taking him to the police car. And he's just like, Mom, I love you, Mom. I love you,
Oh,
Mom.
wow.
I love
That's
you, Mom.
heartbreaking.
He's getting in the car. He's like, Mom, I love you more than I can imagine, than you can imagine. Because I don't know if he has a father that's living with him, but
Oh.
that's all he can hold on to now.
Exactly.
It's his mother's love. And on the other hand, you see the mother of the girl that
That's
died,
right.
and she is so heartbroken.
Right.
I mean, there has to be a better word for even heartbroken, because then she's like, I don't see how he could be. I've lost my child, and he's calling for his mother, and I think that was so crass that he's calling for his mother. So you have people when they're in that kind of mode. I can't imagine what it'd be like to lose
I
a
cannot
child.
imagine.
You know, children are supposed to bury their parents.
Their parents, exactly.
Parents are supposed to bury their children.
Exactly.
And so, and you know, I remember, you know, I used to tell my kids the 2 C's.
What? Choice and
Choice,
consequences?
choice and consequences. I said it over and over. If anybody asks my children, what are the 2 C's in life? They'll say, my mother said choice and consequences. You make good choices, you have good consequences.
Exactly.
You make bad choices, you have bad consequences. And then I would tell my kids, there's one place that you cannot have 2 fools. And they would say, where? I'm like, on the freeway.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
On the freeway. And I'm gonna let you talk for a second, but Chucky Perez, one of our crew, just told me something today, and it just happened to him the other day. And so he was saying that I think it might be even been today, but he was driving and I can't remember, but something happened with him and this other car. Anyhow, so he just looks at the guy like how can, when somebody does something silly and you look at him and he said, he kept on going, and you know what? And I knew what he was going to say. That guy started following him. I mean, he actually started and followed him for a ways. And so, and those kind of situations, he was saying, and this happened to Chuck Jr. and I very recently. You don't know if somebody's going to take a gun.
No, you don't.
And shoot you. And so Chuck Jr. and I were going someplace not long ago, and somebody did something on the freeway, and I don't know if Chucky beeped at him or what, because there was about to be an accident. That guy, he was in front of us, and then he slowed down and got in back of us.
Oh, wow.
No, he got right beside us. He was right beside us. And if Chucky speeded up, he sped up. If Chucky slowed down, he slowed down.
Oh, wow.
So Chucky waited until he was almost we were right at the freeway exit. Okay, not ours though. So the guy didn't know it, and Chucky got off the freeway real quick. And the guy was not in the lane, so
He wasn't
couldn't.
able to exit.
There is people losing road rage or whatever. So
People are too quick to anger.
too quick to anger. Too quick to anger. There's a Bible verse. Bible verse. And this came from Tony, our sound coordinator. I was talking to him today, and he said, well, Pastor Shar, what it says, my dear brothers and sisters, this is in James 1:19-20. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness of God. So be quick to listen means that we train ourselves to wait for the whole story before diving in with our opinion. Slow to speak is the flip side of that. We control our words and don't blurt out everything that comes into our heads, and don't pull out a gun for every time you have an issue. And so I should have known this verse many, many years ago.
And you say that why?
Oh my gosh, because I took after Dad and Grandpa Palmer and Uncle Carl. Uncle Junior wasn't quite like that. Uncle George was.
Okay.
He was just more classy with his.
Yeah, he was smooth.
Yeah, he was smooth.
Yeah.
But growing up in a situation, and you watch this, growing up in a situation where losing your temper, quote unquote, because I don't think anybody loses their temper, they just decide to act a fool. So anyhow, but that was okay. That was the norm.
Yeah.
It was acceptable behavior. And so that's what I learned.
Because everybody did it.
Because everybody did it. And so, I've gone there a million times over the years until I got older. And I even, now my mom, I know Mom's watching, and I'm sorry, Mom. Okay. Well, when Chuck and I first got married, Pastor Chuck to y'all, Chuck to her. When Chuck and I first got married, I remember we had an argument, and I started following him. And I can still remember he turned around and he said, listen, I am not your father, and you are not doing that to me like your dad, like your mom did it to your father. And so I didn't.
Wow.
I never, I've done that maybe 4 times over the years. And so, but you never had that temper, did you?
Years ago I did.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Well,
that
when you
been-
used to get in all those fights when you were in high school?
I did not get in. What you mean all of those
Well, I
fights?
just remember you got in a
Charlotte, I
fight
got in
on the
2 fights.
doorstep of the house.
No, she came to our house.
Okay.
That was her fault. She started it, and I had to finish it.
I just remember Mom called me in California. Do you know what? Your sister had a fight right outside my house. And so,
And Mommy called the police because the girl came to.
'cause she
I
came
don't want to say her name. I remember
don't
her
say her
name,
name,
but I'm
yeah.
not going to say her name. But she actually came to our house because she liked the boy that I was on the porch talking to. And he was at our house, and we were sitting on the porch talking. And her little friends came.
And you know what? And I won't say her name either, but you know, we have a very, very close cousin
Yes.
that went to jail
Yes.
for first-degree murder,
Right.
for murdering her boyfriend.
Right.
And seriously, and I'm not condoning murder, but I understand what pushed her to that point.
Right.
Yeah, I definitely, but she suffered the consequences.
She suffered
of that.
a long time.
A long, long time. Anyhow, so what do you tell do your kids fight?
They don't know. They're too many years apart. James just doesn't want to be bothered with Corey.
Okay.
So no, they don't fight. You know, Corey wants to be around his big brother, and when James would be, he'll deal with Corey for a little while, and then he's like, okay, that's enough. Bye, get out.
Does Corey try to fight him though?
No,
Oh, because Corey has that nice
Corey
little
has
personality.
Yeah, Corey's a sweetie.
Yeah, he really is.
No, Corey's not a fighter.
See, that's God's mercy on you because he's like the last grandchild you really have to raise.
That I have, right.
For that. But Corey's only in what grade?
He's in 4th grade.
He's 10, so you still got 8 more years.
Yes. But the fortunate thing with Corey, there are so many people in Corey's lives that really, truly love him. And he spends the night over people's houses, and they have just embraced Corey. So I have that. If we really are in a pinch and we need something, I have people that I have resources for.
But that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So does James babysit?
I have started now letting him babysit.
Because how old is he now?
17.
He's a senior.
He'll be 18 in a couple months.
His birthday is March?
March.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, so I have just now started letting James watch Corey.
Wow, he's a senior. So your one's going out to...
No, he's not going nowhere. No time soon. I'm not even worried about it. No.
Well,
time
you
soon.
know what? So
Eventually.
he'll probably go to community college,
Yeah.
maybe. And you know what? Seriously,
And I prefer that either way.
I prefer that too. I just had a conversation with one of my friends. I personally, this is just me personally, I think the kids should to go at least 1 year community college while they have that transition. I've watched too many children get messed up.
I have
because they're not ready for that. I have a friend, and I won't say her name. This is Joliet, and I remember her grandmother raised her, and her grandmother was really strict with her. We all graduated. She went to college, and she just went buck wild.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
A taste
buck
of freedom.
wild. A taste of freedom. So anyhow, so for me, I like at least a year, if possible 2 years. It helps with the finances, helps them to have a good transitional period. And but like I said, that's just my opinion. Now there are some children that are made for that.
Right.
I mean, they can go to school. In fact, they can't wait to go to school.
Right.
And they thrive. But every parent has to know their child.
Right.
You know, and is that child ready, and not that you just want to be proud and say.
Exactly.
Because that's what
That's what some people that
Yeah.
I know of have done, and it's been a mistake.
it's been a mistake. But so many times it's like a feather in the parent's cap, and it really is, because you did all that and they went to school. But make sure that they're ready. And I will say this to everyone out there on this subject of losing your cool. The consequences might not be jail, but because you might not shoot anybody with a gun. But when we were growing up, we used to say, sticks and stones might break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And that's a lie from the pit of hell.
Yes, it is.
Because when you go off, there are some things you can't pull back. There are words that you put out there, and you cannot pull those words back. And we know you cannot go back to yesterday. And how many of us wish that we could do, and I'm going to call it this, a mulligan. You know why I say that?
Why?
Because we have the new guy in church, the new pastor. And so his last name is Mulligan. So he has a friend that he wants us to interview on the show. And so, and I was getting his, I said, okay, tell me your phone number again so I can reach you. And I said, when you were growing up, I bet the kids used to always call you, hey, Mulligan man. Remember the water
Yes, I
company?
do.
Hey, he said, no. He said, no, they would talk about the Mulligan. I got a mulligan. I'm like, what is
What's a
that?
mulligan?
He said, you don't play golf, do you?
Okay.
I'm like, no, I don't. He said, the mulligan is when you get a do-over in golf.
Okay.
You get to have a do-over, a second chance.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, wow, that'll
That's
preach.
something.
That'll preach because on what I'm saying right now, you know, too many times we don't get a mulligan. But praise God that God is the
Yes.
God of
Ooh,
mulligans.
thank you.
I'm gonna have to do this for one of my homilies. God is the God
Thank
of
you,
mulligans.
Jesus.
He gives us a mulligan and another
Yes.
mulligan and another mulligan.
Yes.
So I
An
never heard of that.
abundance of mulligans.
Tell me something in your life that you would, if you could do it over again, you would do over. You would do a mulligan. Okay.
I would have waited to get married at an older age
Oh yeah, because you were really.
because I was young the first time that I got married. I would have never gotten married when I got married. I'll leave it like that.
You'll just leave it like
I'll
that.
just leave it like that.
And you know, seriously, and I'm still with my husband, but I would have never gotten married at the age I got married. I would still marry him, though. That's the difference. I would still marry Pastor Chuck. I would still marry him. But I definitely wouldn't have gotten married as young as I was. I don't think that people know who they are
You don't.
that young.
You don't.
And I believe that that's one reason why people get divorced. Because as you grow older, you change.
You change.
I mean, you really change. I'm, you know, okay, so, you know, we're about to have our fifth.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Why
Yes,
are you
yes,
so
yes.
excited?
Because it's a celebration for you and Pastor.
Yeah.
And you just haven't done anything.
Yeah, we
You
don't.
just have not done anything where you involve the entire church and your outside friends to just really come and celebrate you. So I think that it's just amazing that this opportunity has come about.
Well, I'm excited too. I'm excited because, well, I'm excited for the event. But I told you what happened on Saturday. When it was raining,
When it was-
cats and dogs.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Ed, yes.
So Saturday, okay, where's my camera crew, please? Anyhow. So Saturday, okay, last week I was tracking the weather. I tracked it Tuesday, I tracked it Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because I knew I needed to go down to Los Angeles to get a dress, and I actually wanted to go on Friday, but I needed one of my friends to go with me. One, I don't want to go to Garment District by myself.
shouldn't.
And right, you shouldn't. And two, you want somebody that's going to give you an honest opinion. So my friend Yvette Newsom, we were looking at the weather, and so on Thursday, it said the rainstorm was moving in, but it was going to get to LA, and it wouldn't get to LA till Saturday afternoon. I watched the weather on Friday morning. I watched the weather Friday afternoon. I stayed up till 11 o'clock at night watching the weather, and it specifically said it was not going to get, the rain would not get to LA till maybe 1 o'clock, and
Okay.
one weather station, because I was watching multiple, maybe 12. And it wouldn't get to the Inland Empire till around 7 o'clock. So Yvette and I, we're going to go down to the Garment District, and so she picks me up at 9:30, and it's sprinkling. But I'm like, oh, it's just going to sprinkle until that time. But I'm like, wait a minute, it's not even supposed to get to us. We get to LA, and it
It's
is
pouring.
rain. And you know, the crazy California, you know
Yes.
what it was like. So we're in the rain, and we go to a parking lot, and I had, because it was going to be not raining, I have to have some heels on because I'm trying
Right,
on a dress.
right.
Okay, so I have my open-toed sandals, heels on, something that's going to look good with a dress. My feet are soaking wet.
Of course.
Okay. But now we're saying, well, you know what? Since we're down here, we might as well go on and get it because
Yeah.
Martin Luther King Day is going to be on Monday. and then there's going to be crazy people down here. And plus, it was supposed to rain on Monday. This is all about the rain. So I go in the store. So there's lessons here. So I go in this, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to find something because I've been praying.
Okay.
So I go in the store, and we're going to talk about weight loss in a second. So I go in the store, and in the very first store I go in, find a beautiful, it's the second dress. I find two dresses. I love both of them. But you know, when you find a dress at the first store, you can't buy it.
Because you have to go to shopping.
You got to go shopping.
That's
You got to go
right.
to all the other
That's right.
stores to make sure that you got the best one.
Exactly.
So Yvette and I probably went to about maybe 10 stores
Oh,
at
wow.
least. Wait a minute, it's poor. And you know, this is not a mall.
I know.
This is, you got to go outside
Exactly.
and inside. So we are in this pouring rain. But now I'm down there. I'm determined to find this dress.
Wow.
And so now you know what store I finally got the dress from.
No.
Yes.
You're at the garment district.
The
I don't
first
know.
store.
Oh, you had to go back to the very first store you started at?
I went back to the very first store.
And that normally happens, actually.
Because I had tried on all these dresses. So as soon as
Wow.
I went back to the first store, I tried on the dress I liked there, and both Yvette and I said, oh no, that's
the dress.
And so I got to get it altered, and I'm going to have my alterations lady. We're going to totally change the dress, because
Okay.
we always do that. But I learned there's something from that. That's how people are even with God. That's why we get ourselves in trouble, because people come to God, and then we think that, oh, well, this way is a better way. Or doing it this way is better. Or doing it this way. And then we have to confess. If we confess our sins, God is faithful and just to forgive us. Because we decided we're going to do it our way rather than God's way.
Exactly.
And then he cleanses us from all unrighteousness. And so, anyhow, so on this weight loss.
Okay.
Because we're talking about the blessings of losing weight and the consequences of losing your coat. So Yvette was saying, well, do you got to go? Do we have to go on Friday? Because she was like, well, we could go next week. And this has nothing to do with the rain.
Oh, okay.
This is just, that's not the best day for her to go, but she's my friend. And I'm like, no, I got to have 2 weeks, because I got to see what I got to fit.
Exactly.
Okay, I need to see what I need to see how much weight I need to lose, because that holiday weight. So I had gained weight, and not a lot. You know, people are like, no, I gained weight. Couldn't fit so many in my clothes. So I'm doing all this research now on how to lose weight.
Okay.
And I'm not just trying to lose weight. I got to be healthy.
Okay.
And I meant to bring a bowl with me just to show you what I'm doing, and I'll show you. So I'm reading. And it's like, okay, if you really want to lose weight, you have to get more sleep. You have to eat less food and less stress. Less stress, less food, more weight, pick up your exercise. Because I had told everybody last week I had gained weight because I was eating all this crazy stuff, but I wasn't working out.
Oh, okay.
And you know, I've been working out
You
my whole
work- yeah,
life.
yes, you
But
do.
the last 2 months, I wasn't working out. And then the beginning of, because I kept on saying the beginning of January. Because I'm like, I'll have 4 weeks. Then I got sick.
Right.
I
So
couldn't.
right, but you should have lost weight because you couldn't eat.
No, you lose weight like if you have COVID and stuff like that, where you have no
okay.
appetite.
Uh-huh.
I had a cold and bronchitis. And
So
obviously,
you still had appetite.
obviously that doesn't take away your appetite.
That doesn't count, I guess.
That doesn't count. And so what I've been doing is this, and it's really working. And it's not so much weight, it's the stomach and the sides. I've
what I
never
have to
had
do.
flab like this.
Uh-huh.
And so I said, no, I need to look up, not just the weight, I need to look up why am I gaining weight on my stomach and my sides. And then I just thought about so many of my friends. There's a certain age that it's like women start getting these big stomachs, even if they're little. And so then I'm starting to look this up, and I love to study anyway.
Right.
So I'm doing a lot of research. So it takes me down to the liver. Okay, my liver, people's livers, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not diagnosing anything. I'm talking about me now. So don't say, okay. Sometimes it's your liver is not functioning at peak performance. And a lot of times that's because of what you're eating and how you've been eating. Because just like you don't get sick overnight, you don't get well overnight, you don't pick up a whole lot of flab overnight.
Right.
That is a process. And even the holiday weight, even if you're eating crazy and you go back to eating regular, if that stuff is not coming up, for me, I start looking at the liver. So then it's telling me, you know, you need to be milk thistle and turmeric and dandelion root. So I'm looking at all these little things, these supplements, these herbs that you can take to help your liver. And then I asked Dr. Chris, and Christopher's going to be coming on the show very soon. Everybody loves the advice he gives on health. And so then he told me to take something called Chanca Piedra. So I went to Sprouts, and I got these things, and I also got liver cleanse, that has all this stuff in it. So I've been taking these things. I picked up my workout.
Okay.
And now my diet changed because, you know, you could eat and you just eat a lot. You can eat too much. And you know what I think about?
What?
When you go, if Chuck and I go to a restaurant and we both order the same thing,
Right.
they're going to give me the same amount of food they're going to give him.
Correct.
Okay? He weighs like 50, 60 pounds more than me. He's 5'10". I'm 5'1.5". Okay? He's a guy. And so I think that helps too when we're eating the same amount of food as someone that needs more calories. So we're taking in more calories. So like today when I was talking to you. So what I've been eating, I've been doing a lot of nectar juices, the vegetable juice fast. And the reason I said I wish I had a bowl is because if I had a bowl, I'm eating like a bowl this big of vegetables every day.
Wow. Really?
But I'm eating it in the form of juice.
Oh,
Okay, because when you go and get, if I go and get like a regular juice, that's like a couple stalks of celery. It's a number of beets, because beets are really good for your liver. I'm having her put some turmeric root in, some ginger root, kale. What else was in that? But so I used to, and I told her to put just one green apple. Green apples don't raise your sugar. They don't spike your sugar as much as red. But I don't want a lot of apples because I read don't eat a lot of apples. And so anyhow, so I'm juicing a lot. I cut out all forms of sugar from my diet. And seriously, in the last 2 weeks, I've lost like 6.5 pounds.
Oh, okay.
But I cut out all forms of sugar. No, and I'm looking for it. So the way I know I'm not getting that is if I'm eating vegetables, okay, and then I steam broccoli. I do steam broccoli. And I do steam it with a little bit of butter because I read that's okay.
Okay.
So I'm steaming broccoli. I'm eating vegetables. Let me just stop for a second. While I'm on this subject, let me ask you all that are watching this right now, what did you eat today? Think about it. What did you eat today? And so, so I'm not eating any processed food. If man touched it, I'm staying away from it.
Wow.
Okay? So no processed food. And like I said, a lot of vegetables and some protein. So I'm eating some salmon. And today when I was talking to you on the phone, I just decided, let me run and get a chicken leg from El Pollo. I went and got a chicken leg and a side of avocado. Now, I ate that chicken leg, and you know what? I just so wanted the second chicken leg.
Oh, okay.
But if you wait for like 20 minutes, you'll realize not only do you not really want, you might want a second chicken leg, but you're not really hungry. I don't eat after 7 o'clock. So these are things I used to do years ago, and I'm just picking some of that stuff up.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna eat sugar for our anniversary though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I'll be in that dress. That dress is gonna fit. It fits me almost okay right now.
Okay.
But that dress is gonna fit me
In
good.
2 weeks, okay.
That dress is gonna fit me good. So I'm a goal person. I like to have goals. And so I was going, what'd you eat today?
I went to Waba Grill and I got chicken. I got a side of dumplings and I got half brown rice and half white rice and broccoli.
Okay, so for you.
And I ate half of the bowl.
Now something you did really right. Now this is me talking to my sister. What you did right was you only ate half of it. Do you remember when we used to get on the airplane?
Yeah.
And they gave us those little meals?
Oh, yeah, they did.
And you were satisfied.
Yeah.
We were more than
Because
satisfied.
you don't have to eat a lot.
You don't have to. So that's what you did right. You ate half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to do that. I still do a lot of times when I go to a restaurant. But I won't eat half and then tell them to give me the to-go. I'm like, give me the to-go box when you bring me the food.
Mm-hmm.
So I take that half
Right.
right then. That way I know after I do this half, if I do that half, I know I'm not keeping up. But anyhow, you said dumplings
Dumplings.
and the 2 types of rice. Rice does produce sugar in your system.
Yeah, I know that.
And you already know the dumplings. So, but once again, what I tell people all the time, you have to, like I never fast unless God tells me to fast. And sometimes I'll start a fast, but if I'm hungry like that afternoon, I'm like, most of the time, God didn't tell me to do that. Because when God really tells me to do stuff, he takes away my appetite.
Okay.
So for this, I'm not even going to say it was so much of my willpower that I started doing this, although I do have that goal, and that dress is hanging up, and I look at that dress. Every day I zip that thing down, and I look at that dress. I'm like, I got to get in this dress. But God decreased my appetite. You know, God does speak to your body. He speaks to you. And so my appetite is simply not where I'm going to be gaining weight. But I don't believe in dieting, quote unquote, to lose weight. I believe in changing your lifestyle of
Right.
eating.
Right.
So like I said, so for my anniversary dinner, I will eat, you know, they're having my favorite, that chicken Wellington. Oh my God. They're having that chicken Wellington. And so I'm going to eat that chicken Wellington, and I'm eating those mashed potatoes, and I'm going to eat a piece of dessert.
Okay.
And I will have to make myself eat the dessert. I already know that.
Okay.
So because I'm just not wanting any sugar right now. But those kind of things help. And like I said, I've been working out. I do some cardio, but for me, everybody's different.
Right.
Everybody's metabolism. For me, if I'm lifting weights, that helps to tone me, and I'll lose
okay.
weight like twice as fast just doing like a 30-minute weightlifting thing. Whether one day I'll do my legs, another day I'll do my upper body, and then the third day I will do my it's like a whole body, and but this is all weights. And
Okay.
then one day I'll do cardio, and I know I really want to start doing Pilates. Pilates helps you lose weight
Quickly.
because the stretching helps to release toxins. But I'm not limber like that, so I hate to do Pilates. So I'm like, I'll do the hard thing like that. And so, you know what you're going to wear?
I have this black outfit with bling.
Of course.
Of course.
It's bling, it's from me.
It's a pants outfit
Okay.
that I'm wearing.
And people are asking, what is the dress for
It
the
is
event?
not formal.
It's not formal?
It is not formal. It's like Sunday dress.
Like Sunday dress?
Like Sunday dress or after 5.
Okay.
But it's not
it's not a formal.
it's not a
event.
formal where you have to wear gowns.
Okay.
It's not that type.
Yeah.
But it is dressy.
Okay, so dressy, yeah. And we, you know, we're going to have our, like a wedding ceremony.
Okay.
And so, and I've been telling people, don't be late because the wedding ceremony is at the very
Exactly.
beginning of the
Exactly.
program. Just like a
Exactly.
wedding, and then there's the reception. So we're going to have the wedding ceremony, and I'm not going to call it wedding, it's an anniversary
An
ceremony.
anniversary, right. Celebration.
And then we'll have the great food. I know we're having some dancing.
Yes, we
What
are.
else is on the program? You're
A
on the
comedian.
committee. A
We're going to
comedian?
have a comedian.
Okay, now Mom said he's really funny.
I heard that he was really fun. I have not heard him, but I heard he was very funny. So people will really enjoy it.
Okay. And I will let everybody know when I say goodbye, stay tuned because they're going to show a commercial, and I believe there's a QR code on there that you can just put up to the TV. Do you ever do the QR
I
codes?
haven't done it.
Oh my God, I'm having so much
Yeah.
fun when I'm watching TV, especially when they do those the deal of the day programs. And they have the QR code. I'm putting my phone on camera, and I'm running up to the TV.
Oh, wow.
and then the thing comes on the address,
really?
and then you just press it. Takes you straight to the site.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
didn't know
straight
that.
to the
Okay.
site. So I'm loving the QR
Okay.
code. So I know there's a QR code on there, but tell them real quick a little bit about the price and where
The
it is.
tickets are $65. You can purchase the tickets any day through the week. Karen Moore here at the church has tickets available for sale. You can get tickets on Sunday after each service, and you can get them online, and that information will go up. And tickets are going fast. Sunday is the absolute last day to purchase tickets. We will not be selling tickets at the door. So if you don't purchase your ticket on Sunday, you're kind of out of luck. And we are going to have so much fun. It's really going to be a fabulous event. So I really hope that you don't miss this celebration.
Well, like I said, I am definitely looking forward to this. And let's see. We
Pastor
have.
Shar,
Yes.
can we interrupt a message really quick?
Yes.
We just want to let folks that are watching know we would love for you to attend, but if you're not able to attend, but you just want to know how you can bless Pastor Chuck and Pastor Shar, go to the webpage that we're going to have before the end of the broadcast. It's lovelandchurch.org/pastor anniversary. And it will tell you what you can do if you just want to give a gift to Pastor Chuck and Pastor Shar instead of coming.
Thank you.
Thank
See, no, I love that because when I'm
Yes.
watching Kelly and Ryan sometimes, and I can't remember his name, but they'll click over to him and the backstage guy, the producer guy,
Okay.
and they'll put him on him. And the different shows, it's not just the people on the stage. They'll go to the stage crew.
Okay.
And I love that. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for showing us that. I really want to get our sound guy, Tony Williams. So Tony plays the keyboard. Tony does all kind of stuff. But I keep on telling him, I want you to come and just give us a little ditty. And so at the beginning, when you do different, like C-Dub used to do.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Remember?
Yes.
There was something to be going on, and then there'd be C-Dub. He
Yes.
always had the perfect ditty
Yes.
to do. Whatever they call it. I call it a ditty. Anyhow, well, this went by really, really, really fast. And you know what? For some of you to know, Michelle's job changed, so she'll still be with us periodically. But my little sister Diana is going to be doing more and more co-hosting with me. And this is absolutely incredible for us to do this. At the beginning of the show, we were, when Tony was telling her, when we were testing our mics, and you guys, sometimes you guys just need to put that up, the backstage stuff, the pre-show. So Tony was telling Diane to count or something to test her mic. And so I said, tell her to do the night before Christmas. So she started singing. I said, no, don't do it now. And the reason I told you that is because you know how people want to really show off their sisters or their brothers. So Diane's our little sister. And so Diana, my uncle and aunt and my cousin, their daughter came over to the house one year. Now Diane's like about 6? 5? You might even been 5.
Maybe
You were
5.
You were like 4 or 5. So Diana, so they want my cousin Iris, in case Iris ever sees this show. So they're like telling Iris to say the night before Christmas. So Iris knows it, but she doesn't know the whole thing. Well, Diana, our little sister, had been reciting the night before Christmas from front to back, everything, knew the whole thing. So now we're all proud because we're like, our sister, Diana's going to give this, and she's going to really make us proud because she knows the whole thing. Do you know this child wouldn't say nothing? And now that is like 50-something years ago.
Wow.
And
She still remembers that. Wow.
I still remember that. You could have made us. Eugene and I, if Eugene was here,
Oh
he
my
would be talking about it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
So one day we'll give you some of the memories. Some of our memories of us growing up. Anyhow, but we are glad. So I hope you got some tips on losing that holiday weight. Now listen, I can't tell you how to lose your weight. You need to go talk to your healthcare professional. Don't try to sue me and say, because Pastor Charlotte said this. No. I did my research and you do yours. And and I forgot this. One thing you do need to do though, you got to increase that water intake.
You got to drink water.
A lot of people don't like water. And you have to find out what kind of water you like. Some people like cold water. Some people, I love hot water and lemon. Hot water and lemon is one of the best things you can drink that I've heard for your liver. Hot water and lemon. Or you might just like just a room temperature water. But you got to drink water because the way you lose weight, when you do start lowering your calories and all that kind of stuff, weight loss comes out through your urine, through your feces, through sweat, through your breathing, so many different ways that we expel the toxins out of our bodies. And when you need to go to the bathroom, never hold it, go to the bathroom and get yourself on a system, if you can, where every day you're going into the bathroom, take a book, sit there 30 minutes, whether you do something or not. Just get your body in place where your body knows that's going to be the time that you can expel that stuff. A lot of people don't sleep well, and I'm one of them. I've not slept well for years. I mean, years. Okay, and but I read that if you really want to lose weight, you got to get more sleep. And I guess God wanted me to know this because it seems like every time I cut the TV on, they're saying you have to get more sleep to get rest. And there's different things for different people, but they recommend 7 to 9 hours. So I've been going to Sprouts, and they have this little thing called rest. There's a little vial. My son Chuck drinks the drink, not this one, but they have different ones. They have one for a liver detox. I've been drinking that every day, but there's one for rest. And so I've been drinking that about 2 hours before I go to bed. And I just started. And the last two nights, I've actually been sleeping pretty good.
Oh, wow.
And I haven't been waking up like at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning because my mind starts going. When my mind starts going, it's it's time. You can lay there if you want, but we're gonna think. Because I love to think anyhow. So those are just a few, and I'll let you know next Wednesday.
But drink your water 30 minutes before you eat.
Oh yes, you should always drink your water 30 minutes before you eat because you don't want to dilute all those digestive juices. You don't want to, what's the word I want?
Well, you just don't want to
You don't
interrupt
want to
the
dilute
process.
Say that?
You don't want to interrupt the process.
You don't want to interrupt the process.
Proper digestion.
Yeah, so the proper digestion is amazing. And you'll notice, and I saw this today, when you start doing that liver cleanse, you'll actually start cleansing your body. Yeah, and that kind of, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
And because all those fresh vegetables, those are, that's fiber. That's a lot of fiber. And so people are like, well, what about the meat? We're overtime too. What about meat? What about meat? I tell people all the time, horses do not eat meat, and they have strong bones. Cows do not eat meat, and they have strong bones. Okay?
Exactly.
So no, you can limit that, but you have to have some protein.
Right.
But you can do beans. You can do, like I said, I had that one piece of chicken today, and like I said, oh my God, I wanted another piece. I really do. But I'm so glad I went through the drive-through and didn't cook it at home. Because I cooked it at home. No, because of the dress.
Right.
Because I have
your dress is in your mind.
my dress. I have blinders. Okay, I have blinders. I'm gonna wear that dress and I'm gonna look good. When I come in, my husband's gonna look at me he's gonna say, wow. Right. No, when I come in. Anyhow, we gotta go. I had so much fun with you. I can't wait to do this more. We'll do this more and more. And no, this has been fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye from the Charlotte Dickerson Show. Anniversary. So they're going to show you the commercial right now. See you next week.
Loveland has exciting events coming up in the new year that will help us reach our world and community. Check out what we have in store.
The Lord is expanding Loveland's gospel reach once again. Beginning on Sunday, February 5th, you can catch Loveland's service every Sunday morning at 5:30 a.m. on KCAL Channel 9. Spread the word and check us out.
Jumpstart your spiritual growth with Step 1 in the 3 Steps Towards Christianity Maturity series. Gain confidence in your relationship with God and make new connections with your church family. Join us Sunday, February 19th at 9 a.m. in the Loveland Cafe, or Thursday, February 23rd at 7 p.m. on Zoom.
Our celebration for Pastor Chuck and Pastor Charlene's 50th wedding anniversary is just 2 weeks away. Join us as we celebrate what the Lord has done in their marriage. For tickets, you can go to the website below or go to the table in the church lobby. Join us as we celebrate this wonderful marriage. Stay tuned. We've got more exciting announcements coming in the next few weeks.